What's up, Panko fam? In this video, I'll be going over my full leg day routine with tips to maximize gains, as well as advice on life, like why you should have an ego, the question I ask myself whenever something goes wrong, the 3 different lock screens I've used when I need to lock in on my dreams, and more. Really appreciate you joining me. Let's get after it. Alright, what's up guys? It's time for leg day. I'm super excited for this one. We're going to be hitting quads, hamstrings, and abs. I don't have a specific day I train abs. I just do them whenever I have time, and usually that's on leg day. But yeah, let's look at my pre-workout stack. First, I'm having Gorilla Mode Nitric to be locked in with strength and pump and energy and focus. Beta alanine. And for pre-workout carbs, I had a banana and some honey. That's it for the pre-workout carbs because I want to be locked in on the cut and I can't have too many calories. But yeah, as always, you'll see my exact full routine, as well as advice to maximize gains and advice on life, whatever's on my mind. With that, let's get to it. We're starting with the Smith machine squat. I'll be doing 2 working sets to failure, but I work up to that slowly, 1 plate at a time. My warm-up varies depending on how I'm feeling, but it's usually 2 to 4 reps on 0 plates, and then 1 plate, 2 plate, and then 3 plates, and then it's the working set. A mistake I see so many people making costing them quad gains is not going all the way down. You should go until you can't go any lower. Your hamstring should touch your calves. You shouldn't be consciously stopping yourself from going lower. Your body should stop yourself. Lower the weight and improve your gains. Unless you're a powerlifter, no one really cares how much you lift. It's about how much you look like you lift. And actually, even if you are a powerlifter, you still have to hit depth. So there's really no reason to be throwing on 5 plates and doing quarter reps. If you want to be great, if you want to be the best version of yourself, you have to have an ego. This is something I've said in videos before and it gets people really mad. But let me explain. When you see someone else do something great, you can't be thinking, oh, they're meant to be great. I'm not meant for that. They have talents and circumstances and genetics I don't have. I'm so jealous of them. No, you need to be thinking, they did that, I can do that too. You should be inspired by every success thinking, why not me? Why can't I do that? You should see yourself as the main character of your movie. Not in a way that you view others as below you, no. But in a way that if you see something that needs to get done, you take action. It's up to you. You don't wait for other people to make change. No, you take action because you're the main character of your life. You take accountability for everything. If something happened to you, okay, you're gonna take it as your fault and you're gonna deal with it. So once you have this ego of, it's up to me to do this and I'm capable of doing anything anyone else has ever done, you need to also be selfless at the same time. As in, I can do anything I set my mind to and I'm going to do it, but I'm going to do it for others, not for myself. I'm gonna take action to help people less fortunate than me. I'm gonna take action to help my loved ones. I'm gonna make the world a better place because I'm capable of doing so and it's up to me. So have an ego and believe that you are meant to be great, and then use that greatness for things that actually matter, doing it for others. If I could start with any exercise on leg day, it would definitely be the pendulum squat because that's my favorite for targeting the quads. But my gym doesn't have that and the Smith machine works just fine. Any squatting or leg pressing movement is the most important to hit to failure because it's so hard to gauge how far away from failure you actually are. I spent years thinking I was hitting my last rep, and then when I started actually going to failure, I realized when you think you have no more reps on squat or leg press, you actually have like 4 more. And I know this sounds corny, but you have to actually believe that you're going to hit each rep. You're actually more likely to hit a rep if you're fully confident you're going to. Volume to the music real quick. I don't know about you guys, but I always dread leg day, and then I get my first working set of squatting and suddenly I love it. It's just so scary, and then you get the endorphins of that first set and you're like, let's go. I'm doing normal squats, but if you want to prioritize your quads even more, you can raise your heels with something like a 45-pound plate. After this set, I was going to say something to the camera real quick, but then I almost blacked out, so I had to lock in. Now we're on to hamstrings, doing 2 sets to failure of Smith machine RDLs. I usually use a platform to increase my range of motion, but this gym unfortunately doesn't have that. My range of motion is limited and I keep hitting the ground, but it's still a good workout. But this is a good reminder that you don't need the best equipment in the world to make the best gains. For example, in the golden era with people like Arnold, they had some of the best physiques ever. And most of the time they were just using barbells, dumbbells, and super simple machines. So yes, it's super fun to have fancy equipment and it can be beneficial, so if you enjoy that, definitely invest in a nicer gym. But ultimately, it's not going to make a huge difference on your gains at all. Do the best with what you have, and if you're hitting proper intensity with good nutrition, good form, and so on, you're going to be good. Just like on the squats, I have a warm-up where I work up 1 plate at a time. With smaller muscles like biceps, you just need 1 warm-up set and then you're good to go. But the leg muscles are far bigger and I'm using heavier weight. And I'm using several muscles, including my back, which you have to be especially careful with. So I do extra warm-up sets and take it very gradually. And while I'm hitting this next set, let's go over the 3 lock screens I've used to lock in on my goals. Number 1 is, it's not about you. This reminds me that there are people who support me, who believe in me, and who have sacrificed for me to be where I am right now. And there are so many people I can help and inspire if I achieve these goals. So me being lazy isn't just disrespectful to myself, it's also disrespectful
to them. It reminds me that I'm doing all this for something greater than myself, to do good for the world, and that being lazy is ultimately selfish. Before I get into the second and third lock screens, here I am doing 2 sets to failure of leg extension. I couldn't get any film at my gym for leg extensions or leg curls, so here are some clips from another gym. The second lock screen is the one I've talked about the most. No what ifs. This reminds me that I shouldn't fear failure. I should fear not going all in and always wondering if it was possible. I don't want to get to the end of my life wondering, what if that dream was possible? What if I had gone all in and stopped being so lazy? It reminds me that it's up to me right now to avoid all regrets for my future self. And number 3 is there's a reason. This reminds me that there's a reason so many people want these goals, yet so few people achieve them. It's because it sucks. It's because it's hard. It's because it's not always fun. So I can't expect it to be easy. There's a reason so many people fail. Don't get me wrong. I've learned to love the process and love the struggle. However, there are days it's not fun at all and you need a reminder. I keep these phrases short and simple because they make sense to me and I just need a quick reminder to lock me back in, especially when I'm about to check my phone and start scrolling. As you can see on the hamstring curls, as with most exercises, I end with a few partial reps. After 1 warm-up and 2 sets to failure for both quad extensions and hamstring curls, I'm on to 1 set to failure of sissy squats. Keep your hips pressed forward and lean back. When I post my full routine video in a few days, I'll include some more details on how to do each exercise. Quick pump check real quick. Like I said, I really need a gym with better lighting, but still a pretty good pump. And while we check out the legs, I want to go over the question I always ask myself whenever something goes wrong. I ask myself, why should I care? It may sound funny or sarcastic, but it's totally serious. I literally analyze and break down why I should care. 1, will this matter long term, or is it just upsetting for today? Because if it doesn't affect me a year from now, I don't care. And 2, more importantly, is this in my control? That's the main part. If I can actually impact this, then yes, I should care, because I should take action and do what I can. But if this is completely out of my control, there is zero reason for me to spend any energy caring about it. So I accept it for whatever it is and I move on. But since your brain is naturally emotional, you may react to information. And it helps to step away and ask yourself this question so you start to think about it logically, by explaining to yourself exactly why you should actually care. And when you do this, you'll realize that 99% of the time you shouldn't. For abs, as you can see, I'm doing 1 warm-up set and then 2 sets to failure of cable crunches. Abs are trained indirectly in a lot of movements and they're 99% made in the kitchen. I could have a full 6-pack without training them. However, it helps to train them, so I suggest 2 sets to failure of cable crunches and maybe a set of leg raises here and there. Do that about 2 times a week. And back to the discussion on caring, I think it's actually one of the main attributes that has made me successful in the goals I've set. I care about very few things, but since I care about very few things, I go all in on what I actually do care about. Because I have the energy and time to do so. So few things bother me, so few things distract me, I'm locked in on what actually matters to me. You have limited time and energy, be careful and aware of what you're spending it on. So block out all the noise and figure out everything you're willing to cut out for your dreams. And that's actually all I do for legs. I usually do 5 movements total for legs and then abs if I have extra time. 1 leg pressing movement, either a squat variation or a leg press variation. Then leg extension and sissy squats, and that's it for quads. Sometimes not even sissy squats. And then RDLs and seated hamstring curls for hamstrings. And here's a physique update for like 10 more seconds to show how the cut's going. Slowly but surely, we're getting there.
Alright, we're back at the dorm. I'm going to have some protein powder, the milk chocolate, just mixed in with water to get my protein in. Unfortunately, I'm out of blueberry muffin, my favorite flavor, but this one's good too. And I had some honey to restore my glycogen, so we're all good. I got my protein, I got my carbs, I'm all good. Really appreciate you watching. I really hope something in this video helped you. Please like, subscribe, comment if you have any questions, comment what videos you want to see next, and most importantly, stay locked in because we're all headed to the top together.